It has been raining all morning, but I think the rain is over. I hope. The high today is like 92 degrees. It's gonna be hot. It's late summer. Out here at the Urban Puddle. Starting off with the white bandito and the black whopper plopper. It's still raining just a little bit, but not bad. There are a lot of people fishing out here already, but it kind of appears that I'm the only kayaker for right now. Water quality is terrible, but that's kind of normal. If I post this video, I have already started fishing in the KAS, the Kayak Adventure Series. It's pre-fishing already, so this is one of the few spots that I'm actually allowed to fish for right now. In pre-fishing, you can only fish 4 times in the span of 2 weeks, 14 days. So I want to save those days for later in the weeks. That was a terrible, terrible cast, and I know why I did that. I know why I did that. Using is a Lew's SLP. I've actually had this reel for about 8 or 9 years. It's caught probably 1,000 fish. Some of the biggest fish I've ever caught in my life have been on this reel. And lately I've been doing a lot of maintenance on it, trying to take care of it and keep it going. And because of that, it's casting a lot better than it normally would. And I'm having a hard time kind of controlling it. So the amount of dust and mud that was built up on the inside was crazy. Like, I took the reel apart and cleaned it really well. And the braking system had been slipping for quite some time. And since I cleaned it, it stopped doing that. I am a huge fan of Lew's. Bang for the buck, they're awesome. Now, I know there's better reels out there on the market, but they're also more expensive. So Lew's aren't necessarily that expensive, and they are fantastic. I mean, this reel is almost 10 years old, and I've used it a lot. And it is starting to wear out, for sure. I think it's an SLP, one of the speed spools when they first came out. So this reel probably came out 13, 14 years ago, but I bought it probably 8 or 9 years ago. The air temperature is rather cool. It's not hot yet. And it's not supposed to get very windy today, which is nice. Normally I'd be throwing the white lizard right now, but I have the bandito on. And I need to check my line. I forgot to do that because I was fishing some crazy places yesterday. Seems okay. I can definitely tell that fall is coming. The trees have color in them now. Light hints of gold and yellow. It started raining this morning at like 6:45 and consistently rained until about 8, which I think it's like probably 8:20 right now, somewhere right in there. 8:30, 8:20. With that rain, the fish were probably biting right before the rain, but not necessarily after. but it's hard to say. I'm not seeing any activity on the surface. So topwater might not be the play. There is a lot of trash on the water, so it makes it difficult to use the topwater, but I'm kind of used to that from yesterday. All the creeks and the rivers here are just covered in leaves, like terribly bad. I had quite a bit of success yesterday on the spinnerbait and the jerkbait, but that's kind of a September kind of deal. September, October, usually the jerkbait does pretty good. It's profile size more than anything else. Staying in the water column that you need to stay in, and profile size. Those are the two big factors there. I was fishing extremely tight quarters yesterday, and that is probably a video that I will not be putting out, or at least not anytime soon. I'll probably never put that video out. But I was just fishing extremely tight quarters, and it feels good to be in an open area where I can just kind of fling a cast, you know, and everything will be all right. I do have fresh 10-pound test monofilament on this reel. I just put it on, and I have too much on there. So I expect I'm gonna have to cut some of that off today. We'll see how many backlashes I get. I think I've talked about this before, is I really like monofilament. I know a lot of people don't use mono at all anymore, and a lot of people use braid, but I really like the stretch. It's very forgiving. Mono casts really well, braid does not. And I use light mono, so depending on what pound test is kind of the trick to everything there. So like if you're using really heavy line, like 25-pound test, then you might want to just use braid. But I just don't see the use in heavy line. Now, if I was catfishing every day, that could be different. Or, you know, if I was fishing for muskie every day, that would be different. But those are all trash fish. You feel, you dig, trash fish. No, I'm just joking. They're not trash fish at all. Just joking, kind of. Fish on. Oh man, come on out of them bushes, boy. He's got his mouth wide open. He's gonna throw it. He's gonna throw it. It's a good fish. Oh, he's barely hooked. Don't throw it, don't throw it, don't throw it. Got him. That is a really nice bass. That is a fantastic fish. And that is on the Whopper Plopper 75 in black. I've only caught one other fish today, and it was tiny. And I'd kind of already given up because I didn't expect to catch anything else today. The fish are just not very active. That is a good bass. That is a really good bass. Super healthy, fought unbelievably hard. And his mouth was so wide open that I thought I was going to lose him several times. "18 inches. I'm going to say that fish is 3 pounds, maybe 3.5 pounds. Thank you for playing the game, sir. Have a good day. Let's go. That bass was under the trees and he swam out, bit the whopper plopper, and then tried to go back under those trees. It was a really odd angle for me because the tension on my line, it kept pulling me into the trees, the bushes. So it was pretty lucky to actually land that fish. A lot of times when they open their mouth like that, wide open, and start thrashing back and forth, that's when they'll throw the hook. Usually they'll close their mouth to swim really hard and fast, and if they're coming up, that's when they'll open their mouth wide open. So I was pretty lucky to land that fish. It wasn't hooked very well. The underspin. Nice. Fish on. That's what I expected to catch today. There's a ton of these little guys. The rain activates them. Thank you, sir. Nope, got a second jump in there. A cobra. Mid-range cobra. No phone number on this one. Sweet. Ooh, but the fish ain't biting. You know what I'm saying? Fish ain't biting. Fish on. Oh. That was a very confusing bite that just happened. Easy, fella, easy. Easy. That was a very confusing bite. And I actually think it was multiple fish. So one fish picked it up and started swimming, and I pulled it out of his mouth, and then this fish bit it and got it. It's the small. It's the little fella. All right, sir. Thank you for playing the game. Let's get you a secondary jump here. Oh man, he jumped right back in the boat. Wow, he's fired up. Oh, fella. Easy, bro. Easy. Easy. So we can do that again. Secondary jump. Nah. He jumped right back in the boat. That was great. Well, there's still fish around. And this bandito is toast because it doesn't have any legs left. All the legs are missing. I'm gonna keep throwing it though. Legless. The legless one. Did I just catch a fish? I did. Well, there's one. There's a little fella. And I actually saw him. I saw the water move where he was at. He's little. But yeah, it's interesting. I saw the water move over there, and I kind of thought it might have been a turtle. He's a little bass. Little fella. Little fella. I think there's a couple of them over there. They didn't want to have anything to do with the whopper plopper. Here, let me try that again. That's what I expected, or the little bass will come out into play after that rain. That's what I expected. Well, that's it. I'm gonna call it quits. I caught some fish today. Most of them were kind of little. I caught one really nice bass, and I got a disc golf disc. That's in pretty good shape. Well, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Subscribe, you dirty dog!